Hey there, have you ever wondered what Louisiana bourbon or whiskey might taste like? Well, if so, stay tuned and you're about ready to find out. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Booze. And as you have noticed, we have a completely new bar. There's still a little bit of work, probably about 5-10% left to do. In fact, you may hear some construction noises because we're busily working on doing some rearranging, some changing, so please excuse those noises. But we have worked hard to create this bar and look forward to a bar tour, and we'll try to post the old tour on the old bar, and then this is a completely different space, bigger room, lots of cool things, so we'll let you know. But I do want to encourage you to hit that like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. We are reaching some major waypoints here. We are now going to be partnered with YouTube, which I'm really excited about. And we are also hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is really curious that we haven't reached that already, considering that 80% of you who are watching this video right now are not subscribed. So please, it's just an easy thing to do. Subscribe, hit the notification so you know when we have new videos dropping. And because of our transfer from one bar to this bar, we have been a little bit lax on getting some videos out, but I am really excited to get those back going on a routine, regular basis every Monday, Thursday, Friday. And there is a possibility for you out there that we might be bringing back some coffee episodes, not a lot, but some coffee episodes, and we'll drop those on Wednesdays when we do. Now, in my travels throughout the United States, I like to stop at every small town craft distillery, liquor store, convenience store, anybody that sells liquor, and look for regional whiskey. And several years ago, in 2020, just before COVID really hit, my wife and I are traveling through Louisiana, and we picked up some Louisiana whiskey. And you have to kind of say, what? There's Louisiana whiskey? Yeah, there's actually quite a bit now, but back then there wasn't. And so I'm really excited to reintroduce you, because we've done episodes on these, on Distillery Acadian. Sorry, Distillery, as in French pronouncing Distillery Acadian. And we have the T-Moon, which is a spirit, and the Cajun Cuts whiskey. The T-Moon, we did an episode way back in April of 2020, and this is a 40% spirit. They do a mixture of corn, wheat, barley, rye, and I think there might be a fifth one, but it's a grain, and they both do corn, wheat, barley, rye mixes. And just to top off what this tasted like, it is a spirit, but it's been aged, so it's got a nice kind of woody. You would actually really have a hard time doing a blind taste not knowing that this is a whiskey. I would consider it a whiskey. It is aged in a white oak. It's nice and sweet smelling, so probably a little heavy on the corn. Smells like a really interesting whiskey. Some floral, some sweetness, a little bit of molasses and woodiness to it. A little bit watery, a little bit weak. Nice, pleasant taste. The aftertaste is a little bit more wheaty. And I love a wheated bourbon, but this is kind of a doughy wheat. Interesting. I almost think there's some sugar cane here. You can leave a comment down below if you know for sure. But wasn't too bad. And we rated it as a 3 back in 2020. Our rating system has kind of gone off the list. We don't do it very much, but we did rate it as a 3. This is Cajun Cuts. It's their straight bourbon whiskey. It's at 47% or 94 proof. Also aged, I think this one was 3 years. Did it say? Aged at least 2 years. And it was rated the same as a 3. It's a little bit darker though. Much more of a bourbon-esque aroma to it. but still a little bit different. There's going to be something in there. So it is at least 51% corn. Yeah, not the sweetness that you're getting on the T-Moon. A little bit stronger bourbon flavor, so you got that molasses, dark fruit, things like that. It's got a little, almost a methanol taste to it, so it's a young bourbon at 2 years, at least 2 years. But it's decent. I like it. Again, it was rated a 3. Well, recently I joined a barrel club in I believe they're out of Mississippi, Louisiana. I'm not sure exactly where they're out of, but they did their I think this is their first single barrel selection. I could be wrong, but this is one of their first. It's a single barrel selection of Cajun Cut, and it's cask strength. By the way, I said this was 30 bucks. This was 50 bucks, and this ran me about 60. It is hand selected for Bourbon for Family. It's an invite only. It's the Family Barrel Selects Club. It is 60.2 or 120.4%. This is a blend of barrels from 78, 79, and barrel 80. And of course, it's going to have a cute tater sticker on there. And it is also signed by their master distiller, Ralph Mattia. And again, this was just over 60 bucks. Now let's see if we can open this up and see how it is. I'm really excited to try this. I was fearful that I was not going to get it because when I finally did receive it, the delivery guy tumbled it out of his truck and it hit the ground, but it was boxed excellently, guys. So kudos to whoever boxed it. So we're going to compare this to the original. Now, obviously, it's going to be a much higher strength. It's aged longer. I believe this was a 3 to 4 year cask blend, and it's going to probably be a little bit more richer on that aroma. Now I'm using a glass, not a cairn, a glass that is designed specifically for higher cask proofage. It's very mellow. Little dark fruit, little bit of probably a dark cherry, some chocolate, some sweetness to it. So it's got some of that corn. Not getting any mint or vanilla that I would expect for the higher proof bourbon. But overall, it has a pleasant, if not wonderful, aroma. Much better flavor than their regular one. A lot more complex, a lot thicker, a lot more of that dark fruit, dark cherry, molasses, a little bit of tobacco, some very pleasant sweetness to it. It's just absolutely wonderful. Wouldn't say it was my favorite bourbon, but it is a really good bourbon, and it's out of Louisiana, which, you know, you don't see a lot of those. I really like this. I think it's really interesting and cool, and I don't know if this is their first cask strength that they've done from Cajun Cut or distillery Acadian. I think that this might be their first cask strength barrel release. They did it with you know, this barrel club that I'm part of, and now I do know that you can get this on is it Bourbon Finders, or there's a, I'll try to list that down below. Not that I'm promoting the sale of it, but there is an online source that you can buy it from. So I would suggest you check it out. I'm definitely a fan of this. These guys are okay. I don't know that I'd ever buy these again. I might buy this one, but I'm sure I'm not going to buy this one just because I have so much already and I like to try new things. But this would be a decent old-fashioned, decent cocktail mixer, or just, you know, an everyday drink on the rocks if you are on a kind of a budget. This one I would definitely choose over any of these other ones. It's great. It's lovely. I would say this is going to be about a 4 on my 5-barrel schedule, where these are 3. This is well worth it if you are trying to collect whiskey or bourbon from every state, kind of like I am, and I know there are many of you out there. This is definitely one for the Louisiana. There's another one that I could strongly suggest, but I won't say that now. But this is definitely something to look forward to. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. I'm so glad that we're back. Make sure you check out all of our other episodes Monday through, well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, sometimes Wednesday. We will get back to the daily schedule once everything kind of calms down from this move and I get bottles situated and organized, or kind of for the most part, they're organized, but they're kind of a mess. But I do enjoy the new bar. We're still setting up lighting, so the lighting on this might be a little bit issue. We only have one bright light going on. We don't have the other one, the headlight, and not a lot going. Wow, it's getting me. Not a lot behind. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Check out Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And remember, there is no bad whiskey. There's only good whiskey and great whiskey. Cheers.